So, straight in, we're going to keep this fast. We're not going to show you massive amounts of all the products. If you see something you're interested in and you want to find out more, come and see us afterwards. We can always come and see you in your own office and give you a CPD session or a fuller demo on one of the products, because we are fast demos. We might not show everything you want to see. You may also have a CAD problem at the moment that we don't actually mention, or maybe mention a solution to. Again, just write it down and come and see us. We probably can help you with MCAD problems. We've been doing this for years, okay, so we do understand your business. Right, first things first, this year we've had a DWG file format change. It's something that Autodesk said they were going to do every 3 years, just to keep the DWG file format current. They've got to change it so they can include the new features in the format. So if you've got a copy of 2010 and you're running any of the previous versions back to 2007, which was a 2007 format, you are not going to be able to open the new DWG files. Don't panic, you can download DWG TrueView free of charge, and in there is a little application called DWG Convert. It will let you reconvert that 2010 document all the way back to a 2000 format. Okay? Right, our first new feature of the day is the ribbon bar. You're all going, oh, it's not new, it was 2009. Well, you're correct. It was introduced last year, but we've actually had some improvements, haven't we?
We have. So, here you go. Here's AutoCAD 2010. Now, I want to show of hands. Hands up who got 2009. A few of you. Okay, keep your hand up. Keep your hands up. Put your hand down. Keep your hands up if you shut down the ribbon bar, the ribbon last year. You all used the ribbon?
No, you told us if we shut it down. I didn't use the ribbon.
Yeah. So, oh yes, you all shut it down. Yeah. Did I get that wrong?
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
You all shut the ribbon bar down, yeah?
Yeah, too right.
And used your old-fashioned way? No, you kept the ribbon on? Well done, well done. The ribbon is a fantastic productivity tool. I'm going to remind you of that now. It's far, far better than the toolbars ever were. Let me just show you on my screen here. The first thing about the ribbon bar was its context sensitivity, so I'm going to remind you of that. If I click into this cell here, the ribbon bar immediately changes to give me all the tools I need to work in that cell. And that just makes sense, isn't it? Why would I have my any tools other than that when I'm working in that cell? It just makes life a lot easier. So all my tools now here are for that. If I go further and click into that text in there, for example, the ribbon bar shows me all the stuff that I need for the text. They have rewritten this ribbon. It's now, we call it affectionately ribbon version 2. So there have been some performance improvements on it as well. So it's far, far more productive. And when you're working on the vertical products, or things like map or civil and what have you, if you don't know where the tools are, then just select the object you want to work on, and the ribbon will show you all the tools that you need to work on that. It's much, much better. The other changes that we've got here is we've got the QAT, or the Quick Access Toolbar. We all had that last year. It was very easy last year to turn on buttons, to put your own buttons on there, but it was a little bit harder to take them off. So what Autodesk has done this time is we've now got the ability just to tick them on and also to tick them off as well. So we can get them on and off in there as well. You can go into the CUI and I'll show you that in a minute. The other thing they did on the Quick Access Toolbar for 2009 is they removed the skinny buttons. And I think I probably shouted the loudest, but lots of other people shouted about the skinny buttons. They were these little buttons that you found next to your undo and redo on your toolbar, which allowed you to undo back as far as the beginning or redo forward as well. And that's now been brought back in there, and that's a top one there, because it was frustrating when you have to click, 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 click and not know how many clicks, then you've gone too far, so you'd have to go and revert it back. They have still left in the ability to show the menu bar. So if you want to work in a hybrid environment, so you can switch on the menu bar and you've still got your old-fashioned menu in there. I say old-fashioned, it looks old-fashioned to me now. I'm so used to using the ribbon now. But here's my first top tip for you guys. Don't turn that on, get it off. If you forget where something is, or you can't find it, or there's not an option to hit the object and get the context menu up, all you need to do is just hit the big A, and then don't press anything. Just take your hands off and type what you want to do. So, I don't know, spline. And it'll just give me a list of everything there is to do with splines in there. And it will show me where they are as well. It'll tell me in the command references where they are as well. So it's a really, really fast way of doing it, very Vista-y way of doing things. So that's my first top tip for you. Right, what else is new? Okay, let's have a look at the this ribbon here with the layer improvements here. This is far more powerful than that toolbar ever was. For example, we had this last year. Anybody who used the dashboard in 2007 and 2008 had this facility as well. Things like layer fading and locking here, and there's even buttons like lay delete, which is a bit of a dangerous button to put on, I know, but you have all the extra functionality in here. What we've always been able to do, even on the toolbar, is go down here and switch layers on and off. What's new now is we can also go in here and we can click on the colour. It'll bring up the colour menu. So we can now change colours without having to go into the layer dialog box. And also, look at that. And these little tiny things make me happy. The mouse now doesn't disappear behind the colour.
No, that is a really good one. I
don't know why it did that before, but it did, and it kind of just made me a bit cross sometimes. Not often. Okay, so we can change the colours in there, which I think is a big improvement. The next difference is viewport override. We don't do that for many, many years now. Do different colours and shadings and things on different viewports. If I just open the layer down, don't do it the old way. Every time we do something the old way, I have to buy him a beer. So
I've got a right hangover this morning from yesterday.
Got to do everything using the ribbon, you see. We can go in here, and I'm going to go in, and I obviously forgot to change that. Let me just get that back in there. There we are. Oh, you whinge. Okay, so we can go in and we can go into a viewport here, and we can change the colour of the particular object in the viewport. So I'll change that hatch in there to blue in that viewport, green in that one. Nothing new there. It still highlights it with the cyan colour here, so there's nothing new there. But what is different is this bar will now reflect the colour in the viewport that you have, rather than the colour of the layer that it was. So before it would show as green, now it's shown as blue because that's the viewport I'm in. It does put a little white box around it just to remind you that that is a viewport override colour, not the layer colour. Okay. So again, it's all about doing things a little bit faster and on the interface there. Okay, what else shall we go with? Who goes into the CUI? Anybody? Hands up, CUI users. Andy, you do. Everybody else? It's a bit of a scary place, the CUI. Quite rightly so, because if you go into the CUI, which is a customisable user interface, you can break AutoCAD. So if you do want to learn about the CUI, then we do run a course which will allow you to learn about how to make your own ribbons, your own toolbars, your own commands and stuff like that in there. It's only a day's course, it's quite a quick one. So for Andy, who does go into the CUI, the changes are in here. You've got additional quick access toolbars per workspace now. So if you were in a 3D workspace, you can have different buttons on the quick access toolbar, and you can make your own on there. The next one, under the ribbon, you now have access to the contextual tab state. So you know when I clicked into the cell, the contextual tab state for that cell was to bring up all the cell ones. So you can now have, you can click on anything. If you were to click on an XREF, you can have your own toolbars come up there as well if you want to. So you can create your own in there. The other change in the CUI under the tabs, we now have access to these contextual tabs as well. So if I wanted to add some buttons or remove some buttons from, say, the MText editor ribbon, then I can do that easily in there. Okay? And that's about it. Let's have a look at some of the...
No, it's not. There's loads more of the new features here.
That's about it for me, for now. There's some more stuff. Let's have a look at it. Let's go straight in here. Okay, so we've got some other improvements that we're going to show you now. Some of these improvements that we are going to show you after the break, when we're looking at the other versions of AutoCAD that we're going to show you as well. So we're going to start off here, perhaps with Simon. Maybe you should start with the hatch improvements.
Yeah, so just done freeze my screen. Yeah, there's been some quite nice changes to the hatch. If I just pop into here, when my ribbon wakes up, and we'll just put a hatch pattern in here, and lo and behold, it's told me there's a gap in there. Now, obviously, the gap tolerance is nothing new, but how many times has it come up? There's been a gap, and you can't find the gap. It's a really small gap. It's an absolute pain. Well, they've added this really cool little feature now where it'll highlight where the problem is. Very simple, very basic, but it's going to save you so much time. The next one is non-associative hatches. Here we have a non-associative hatch. Before, if it became non-associative, you just have to delete it and put it back in again. Now, you can actually, by using these grips, we can drag it out and I can manoeuvre it